one sucks.
Go on.
Okay.
Please continue.
Well, no. So this cop was found to be falsifying reports.
Okay.
Green Bay Police Department started an investigation.
Was this the overtime one?
No, this guy legit.
I know this one actually.
My problem with this, and the reason that I brought this issue up, is because he resigned before the investigation was complete, and therefore the investigation is not going to. All of his cases have to be looked at again, which means potentially guilty people could get out of jail because he fucked up.
With shit, yeah.
Which is a
well,
problem.
They'd retry him though, wouldn't they?
Well, they'd maybe, depending on if this particular cop was the one who got all the evidence that resulted in the conviction. If it's tainted too bad, maybe they can't.
Right.
Hopefully they can retry him, and hopefully they can get a conviction. The other problem that I have is because he resigned before the investigation was complete, the results of any investigation won't go on his service record with the state. So he can then
reapply
somewhere else and get a job when we know that he has demonstrated this propensity to do something.
So first of all, it really doesn't work that way. You know that, right?
Well, he'd have it on his criminal record.
Well, if he gets charged as a criminal offense, but 9 out of 10 times that the Green Bay police officers have investigated themselves, they have found no wrongdoing or decided not to charge.
Holy shit.
Which is not the case in here.
Which is not the case. What?
With this.
Yeah, because this is a
so
step
far.
up above couple steps up above a cop.
There's actually more to this than
well, I'm sure there's more than what's been reported.
There's more than just him.
And I'm glad. And I'm glad the police department is taking it seriously.
So there's a new chief of police in Green Bay now, and he has one specific job to do first, and his job is to clean up the police department. Now,
there's a new sheriff in town.
Well, actually, that's why he's in there. Now, that's not to say that the police department, the police officers in Green Bay as a whole is terrible, but there are a few too many things like this where if the chief of police and I don't know, lieutenants or whoever else would have been doing their jobs and would have been following, because they're supposed to actually look and verify all of these reports. If they would have been doing their jobs, these things would have come out sooner.
Yeah.
And that wasn't happening. So there's.
So it's more.
This
guy.
This is kind of the tip of the. This is the beginning.
Okay.
Well, and hopefully they follow it through, and because again, and I've stated this.
He won't in the state of Wisconsin. He'll never get another job as a police officer.
Well, good.
Because they all talk to each other every frickin'.
And the thing is, a bad cop makes it almost impossible for a good cop to do their job.
Now, he could be a sheriff, though.
Right, because they're elected. I could be sheriff.
Yes.
I've often thought about running.
I was just about to say, you just think about running.
Huh?
You'll have my vote.
Yeah, I'll be Brown County Sheriff.
Clean up the streets.
So long as you campaign with a broom and you say you're going to clean up the streets, you got my support.
Go by the jail and check the door to make sure.
You just want to see Bill with a broom in his hand one time.
Raise both hands above his head like Doodle Bob.
But yeah, so that's. Kudos to the Green Bay Police Department for being open about having the press conference for it. But it does open a huge thing because now every case this cop looked at has to be reevaluated.
Yep.
Potentially bad people could get out of jail or their charges completely because of it.
Now, in most cases, cops work. There's more than one cop, so there can be.
So that in most cases it
but
could be fine. Another issue is, and I've stated this numerous times, if you're a good cop and you are aware of a bad cop and you're not doing everything you can to get rid of the bad cop, you are not a good cop.
Yeah.
But I do know some police officers in Green Bay that are very good at their job and are very good police officers. I'm even friends with one on Facebook.
Like I said, I mean, it's not. I think that's what this new chief of police is going to do. Is he's going to.
But for a while they were
get rid of the fringed
Oh, yeah.
Well, because there were some of those guys that were out of fucking control.
Yeah.
And like even that time we called the cops and they're like, they're
yeah.
playing a video game. The hell they were.
Like, bullshit.
Well, there's nothing we can do. The hell there's nothing you can do.
Send
You've
a
got
fucking
5
officer
witnesses
down.
sitting right here.
Yeah.
Plus we have it on audio recording.
Yeah. Like, get somebody fucking down here.
There is something you can do. Fuck you.
Don't tell me there's not a fucking patrol car around here just trolling. That's what they fucking do.
We're on South Broadway, goddamn.
There's one at Express right now, I guarantee it.
You mean Green Bay Police Department West?
Well, that and there's
they
that,
should
that
have opened
fucking
that
BP over there. There's always a cop.
That's what he's talking about, that Express.
Yeah, there's always a cop
that's
there.
a BP now?
No, it's
Is
Express.
it an Express?
Yeah.
Is it green and white Express?
Yep.
Okay. I was thinking
because they didn't even need to put in that community policing center next to. They should have just bought some land next to the Express
Yeah,
and
they
put
should've.
a jack.
Fuck.
Expanded the gas station.
Right.
Ever since I've been in Green Bay, there's always a fucking cop at
At that gas station. Yeah.
Always.
Probably the safest one in the fucking city.
I bet it fucking nobody's gonna fucking rob that place.
That or Quick Trips, there's always one.
Yep. Alright.
The one, I'm sure I've told you this before, that gas station on the corner of University Way and University Avenue got robbed a few years back.
Oh, yeah, got robbed at
really?
that point.
Yeah, it gets
Just
robbed
once?
all the time.
I know. I was gonna say it gets robbed all the damn time.
The essay?
I don't know what it is.
It's right on the corner of It's
By
University.
Happy Joe's?
It's
University Avenue
I
and
thought it was
University
Triangle.
Way.
Oh.
Well, actually, there's 3
There's a
roads
bunch
there.
of roads. I think.
Yeah,
Triangles
it's
there.
that little triangle.
Yeah, it's the little.
But
it's right next to the triangle.
One
apartments
guy
where I
got
lived.
stopped there.
If you turn wrong to go to Bay Beach, you end up going by.
Yeah.
One guy robbed the place. He took all the money out of the register and a case of beer.
That's a Wisconsin robbery.
The clerk, who should have got a fucking medal, told the robber he couldn't leave with the beer because he was underage. And the robber produced his driver's license to prove that he was of age.
What
And the clerk
idiot.
memorized the driver's license
Well, yeah,
number.
no shit. What an idiot. Oh my god.
So,
That's
because
a
Can I ask you a
fucking
question?
genius.
How did he go about robbing the register?
I think he held a gun to the clerk and demanded the money.
Alright, just wanted to clarify.
Oh,
I think.
He pointed the gun at the register, and the register just went.
No, give me all the money. Here you go, but you're not taking that beer. Yes, I am.
That's what he did.
He did. He said, "You're not old enough to leave with that beer."
That's so
And the guy's like,
fucking
"Yes, I
ridiculous.
am." And the guy's like, "I'm gonna have to card you." And he pulled out his license, and the guy just like,
shit.
"Okay, I guess you're old enough." Left, and the cops came up. They're like, "What happened?" He's like, "This is the name of the guy who robbed me." They went to his house.
That's
They found him in
the
his living
dumbest
room
shit I've
drinking
ever
stolen
heard.
beer.
Oh my god.
So that clerk should have gotten a goddamn medal.
They should have.
Or at least a case of beer.
Fucking yeah. It's fucking genius.
He probably got fired the next week for letting the guy leave with the beer.
Probably. Ben?
You know they've done this now.
Yeah.
They use the nuclear option to get their justice on the court, or Gorsuch.
Yep.
Which we briefly talked about all that before already too.
Yep.
My concern is now that they've gone the nuclear option, they've got rid of the 2/3 majority required for appointments.
Now we're a true democracy.
Well, they think about that
No, we're
now,
not.
but what happens? There's a reason that there were 2/3 majority required. If your nomination didn't go through, you pick somebody else. 2/3 majority was required so that you.
Well, okay.
No matter who.
So
Trump
I know where
picked,
you're going
it
with
was
this.
not gonna
So
Yeah.
the reason
It's
that all of that
grandstanding.
is, so you have to take that reason one more step behind, okay? Is that, or one more step out, is considering that politics, as vile as it is, but we'll say the basest, purest form of politics, is compromise, okay? So I would say in the last, 20 years, 15 years, anyway, for a long time now, our politicians don't compromise on anything anymore.
No.
Once upon a time, you went in and you knew, we demand this, knowing that, okay, we're going to fucking have to give this shit up, and there's more of them than there are of us, so we're going to stick hard to this because we're going to lose all of these things, but we want to get our one thing in, and that's how
fucked because of it.
Right, and we wouldn't be fucked because of it. Now, though, because Democrats are all far left, and the Republicans are all far right.
Yeah, there's no moderates.
Nobody can compromise on anything.
Yep.
And there's things that I'm sure that they would compromise on that I wouldn't like.
Right,
too,
and there's things
but
that I wouldn't
they
like.
don't do it anymore.
No.
So the only way that they can get any fucking laws passed is if they have 2/3 of majority in both fucking houses.
But the thing is,
and that'll never happen.
Most of those laws shouldn't be passed.
Well, okay. Right, but their job is to fucking do something.
They
right?
don't do their fucking job.
They
So
haven't
anyway,
done their job for
but
years.
we can't afford not to have fucking cabinet members appointed, and we can't. And I know they were. I'm just saying we can't afford not to have fucking Supreme Court justices filling seats because nobody. I mean,
the Republicans have no right to bitch about the process. First off, it was the first judge they nominated, which rarely gets through.
Well, but the thing is
the
first judge he nominated
Did they
truly was probably the most liberal leaning out of all of the judges in Trump's list.
Well, he turned out to be a fucking moron listening to what he did in the first case he heard, but
no, I'm just saying. They kind of gave them.
But here's the they should have done a hearing, whether they approved him or not. I don't care. They should have done a hearing for Merrick Garland in the first place. The Republicans complaining about being about the Democrats being obstructionists is almost a definition of fucking irony.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, Trump's not getting reelected in 4 years.
No. It depends on who the Democrats put out.
You said he wasn't getting elected the
okay,
first time.
well, I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Now,
really
don't
depends.
take it that I'm hoping you're wrong.
He lost half of 4chan. He's over.
What happens if Trump doesn't? Here's what I'm saying. They're thinking about this short term, okay? And this is why I brought this up. You're thinking about this short term, and what's going to happen now is if Trump, the midterm elections, the Republicans are going to lose control.
Yes.
Because that's how it works.
That's how it always fucking works.
Always happens. I would be surprised if it didn't this time.
Yes.
Well, they just had 2 elections, though, and they thought they were going to lose all those seats, and they didn't. That was the surprise.
But they did lose the one in Georgia, didn't they?
Yeah, which was normally a Democratic seat that they normally wouldn't have had anyway, but I don't know. They may or may not. The people are all fucked up right now.
They probably will lose control of the midterm.
I think,
at least
probably.
I actually honestly think that sheriff from Milwaukee is going to take out Baldwin.
Could be.
I believe that's going to happen.
But they're probably going to lose control. That's my guess. Because that's
usually
historically
what happens in the... Because people are like, oh, shit.
We were go the other way.
Unless Trump does something other than golf, I don't think he's going to get elected in 4 years.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of aging justices on the court.
Yes.
2 of which I heard on several news things, which probably are completely false, but said may retire this summer.
Well, and some of which I think are going to sit on the court from their deathbed if necessary to not go out when Trump's in office.
Yeah, I could see that.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
won't
they're going to wheel her ass in hooked up to a fucking... Now, I'm not saying that's
she's
right.
84 years old or something like that, so she lives that long.
Turn around any day.
Yeah, until she's ruled unfit to serve.
Which we checked into that last
yes,
time.
we did.
What, the
my whole thing was...
like
so I get what
person
you're
in
saying,
1800s
okay?
got
And it's probably
taken
going to
out.
backfire, but this whole... So this is broken on 2 levels, okay? One is because it's broken because they do not... The 2 parties will not fucking work.
Yes.
Together. Well, because they don't give a shit about doing what's right for us anymore. They're doing what their party wants them to do.
Yeah.
And the party, because the American people are just such fucking shitbags, all of you out there.
The parties are so beholden to special interests, it's ridiculous.
Right, but the people are allowing the parties to do it. Anyway.
Yes.
So they're not working.
That and the court system.
Not just together, but they're just not working, okay? The second part is kind of what you were saying, is I should not fucking have to ever care. Ever fucking care. Whether it's a Republican or a fucking Democrat in office when a Supreme Court justice, because the Supreme Court justice should never do a goddamn thing but interpret the Constitution as it's written.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't like the Constitution,
then we amend it.
There's a whole bunch of shit in the Constitution to change it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Supreme Court has gone, and this is what we have argued about before, is it is not their fucking job to make law. It is their job to say, hey, this law is constitutional or it's not. Based on how the Constitution is read.
Yep.
Or the decision of this lesser court stands or it does not. Because they are also the highest court in the land.
Right. Right, but then again, they're supposed to be making that based on
existing law,
the same criteria,
which is a problem they had with Gorsuch.
But they're not now anymore.
There's two laws that conflicted, and so they were brought to court to say which of these laws applies. Mm-hmm. And Gorsuch kept saying, "Well, we just need to read the simple language of the law as it's written," and both conservative and liberal judges went, the laws contradict each other.
Okay.
Our job now is to determine which one of these laws applies.
Okay, in that case, no, right. In that case, you're right.
So
but,
I'm just saying. So he sounded kind of like an idiot there, because
right.
he was.
So we should fucking. I hate to say it, but not only should they fucking limit terms for frickin' congressmen, but they should limit fucking terms on Supreme Court justices. If there's nothing we can do to make them do the job that they were created to do.
Yeah.
What if, and I'm just throwing this out there.
Is this a what if rant?
Huh?
A long line of what ifs?
No.
Oh, I was hoping it was. I like those.
What if, because I like the idea of a Supreme Court justice being nominated for life and getting a salary so that they don't have to be beholden.
That's
what
why
it
was supposed to,
right.
But now it's not like that anymore.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I like the idea behind that. What if there was some type of vote of no confidence mechanism
for Supreme Court justice? There is.
Yeah, there is.
But not like referendum style for the people, not
from
for
people, not
because
for,
you can't place that power in the hands of the fucking two parties that are fucking us all anyway. Because that'll just contradict what we're having.
No, because then all of the people in California will fucking just vote for the stuff that they it needs to be that their job is supposed to be to check against everything.
Can we come up with a way that only people in blue states can vote on social issues and only people in red states can vote on fiscal issues?
I actually have a better idea.
Because I would really probably enjoy that.
That would be ideal.
I have a better idea. You're probably not going to like
it. Probably not.
I say we just get rid of them all and replace them with Watson. Tell Watson that he can only judge based on the Constitution as it is currently amended. Now, right? As of the time he's ruling. So, if we amend the Constitution...
And then we change Watson's name to Skynet.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
That's a terrible idea.
Well, how is he going to do worse?
Because he can be hacked.
The Russians.
Right, the Russians.
Yeah, watch out.
I'm not worried about the Russians. I think we could fix the problem by having a weighted voting system. Where
who's voting on what?
For everything. Like when you vote for president, when you vote for Congress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You rate them in order of preference.
Oh, okay.
And if your first choice doesn't get enough votes, then your second choice gets your vote. Because that way you're never throwing away your vote.
Or you could do like France is doing, have runoffs.
Yeah, I heard they've been talking about that a lot recently.
Because they're about to elect another batshit crazy ruler.
Yeah, so
which means the entire United Nations Security Council, if a batshit crazy ruler gets elected in France, will be full of batshit crazy people. The least batshit crazy person leading a country on the United Nations will be China. China will be the measure of sanity on the Security Council. The permanent members, anyway. Because Britain has a batshit crazy.
I don't think Le Pen's. I think Mark Cohen's going to win.
Because
that's what everybody thinks, but everybody thought fucking Trump wasn't going to win.
We got Trump, we got the British people.
Right, but Le Pen's wasn't even supposed to
get this far.
He wasn't even, yeah.
She.
I'm sorry. She wasn't supposed to get this far.
No, but same with Trump. That's what everybody's comparing it to.
He just got into a pissing match with Canada, for fuck's sake. Canada!
Why?
Because we are putting a 20% tariff on softwoods imported from Canada until they fix the milk crisis, which
We have a milk crisis?
Yes.
Well, I live in Wisconsin, so I'd never
Who has
know.
milk?
No, we do.
Canada has one, or we have one?
Wisconsin has a milk crisis. Because a
we
whole
do,
bunch
actually.
of farms were selling their milk only to Lakeland Dairy.
Okay.
Or Grassland Dairy, sorry.
Okay.
Grassland Dairy, because of Canadian law, is not going to be able to buy some of those
Stores
that milk.
Yeah, okay.
So these companies, these farms who have expanded over years and have all their eggs in one basket, now that basket is gone, they're going to go under.
Okay.
And so the United States government, in an effort to try and persuade Canada to lighten their dairy
Decided
import
to tax
regulations,
something else.
we're tariffing soft wood.
Well, time out. So, first of all, I hate to say this. God damn it. But this is how government shit is supposed to work. You do something we don't like. We talk to you about it. You're not going to do anything about it because screw you, it's our stuff. Okay. Fine. So, we're going to do this to you now. You know what? That's the way it's supposed to work.
I don't
Instead of going and
Yeah.
saying we're going to nuke somebody
Well,
or
yeah.
something
I
like
don't
that.
disagree with that statement. My problem is you cannot, I'm making a definitive absolute statement now because I am a Sith.
Uh-huh.
You cannot be a free market capitalist and then be pissed off when you run your business in the ground, which is what you did when you only sold to one company and put all your eggs in a basket. And now you're at risk of losing your business because that's what you did.
You can't find someone else to sell milk to?
And then you...
Unless they contracted with them that this is...
Well, yeah, but if they're not can't buy the milk, then the contract's broken, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
And then you turn around and you run to the government begging for help. That's not how the free market fucking works.
Yeah.
Communism at its finest.
So right, so that's my big issue here is now suddenly all these capitalists are running to the government for help.
I'm okay with what you said, but in a free market society, because we're an international society, Canada wouldn't have been able to do that either. They broke the free market rules too.
Can you look up and see what the Canadian milk law is?
Yeah, I don't even know what
the
they
change
did.
is. It's been on the news lately a lot.
Canadian milk law.
I'm sure actually that probably will bring it up for you.
I just like that that's a thing. Dairy regulations? Milk ingredients.
Wisconsin has some fucked up dairy and butter laws too.
Yeah, we do. Like, it's illegal to serve pie without offering a slice of cheese in Wisconsin.
Well, that's one of those laws that are on the books.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones.
It's also
I did not know that.
We can't import certain types of butter and stuff.
Yeah, and margarine cannot be dyed yellow to look like butter.
Oh, really?
Yep, it's illegal in Wisconsin. You might want to just search for Canadian dairy law affecting Wisconsin farms.
Okay.
Oh,
you want to find the actual story?
Specific.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why you're looking.
Affecting, not effecting. Assecting.
I was just going to say there's F's in affecting in there.
Oh, it's a new world of English, man, and there's anything can mean anything now.
Right. Well, but I don't know if it's like a non-GMO
here we
law or.
Someone read that out loud for me.
Canada says it's being wrongly blamed for a decision by a major dairy processor that could. Oh fuck! I clicked on it. God damn it!
You did it.
Just wanted to close the fucking thing. I was gonna fucking don't play. Fuck you and your auto playing bullshit.
Right click the tab and say.
Oh no, I can't. Nope, I can't do that because then. So I found that out like 2 weeks ago, and it ruined all the fucking footage. That sucked. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Blaming Wisconsin businesses.
Ultra filtered milk used to make cheese.
75-inch farms is canceling their contract because it has lost Canadian business because the Canadian government has put in place several regulations to prevent trade from continuing.
Doesn't say what the laws are.
The reality is Canadian provinces, starting last year with Ontario and now extending across the nation, are into what they call National Ingredient Strategy. This lowers the cost for processors to buy Canadian milk ingredients, undercutting sales.
So
they're
Canada's
trying to promote
subsidizing their
local
own milk production, which is making it not cost effective for grassland to import.
Well, they're effective. So by us putting a tax on their softwood is kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Well,
except we're making them pay for both.
It's just and we subsidize California cows too. Grassland Dairy, who I manage a lot of their shipments, a lot of their milk actually comes from California because it's cheaper to buy California-made milk and ship it back to Wisconsin
than buy it in Wisconsin.
Than it is to buy Wisconsin-made milk because the government subsidizes milk production in California so much.
Right, because the farther you get away from Wisconsin for milk, the
more money the government gives you. Yep.
Which again, we've talked about that before. That should be.
It made sense back in World War II. It makes not sense now.
Yes.
But so Canada's just protecting their own industry, just like Trump is promising to do with ours.
Yeah,
they're doing the exact same thing we're doing right now. The problem is it's not Canada's fault. Grassland Dairy is not going to buy the milk.
Nope.
And it's not Grassland Dairy's fault. It's a business decision.
Yeah.
They can't buy milk if they don't have anyone to sell it to.
But, like I said, I mean, that's kind of a quid pro quo thing. You did that to us. That was kind of underhanded and sucky to us.
They're not.
We're going to do this.
Except
but
for
they're
we
not
just
really
did the same thing to them when we stopped Ford from moving their offices or whatever that place was that was going to move their offices.
But they're not really. They're not doing something that.
Us.
Yeah, they're not doing something to us. They're affecting their own businesses in Canada, which is causing the businesses in Canada to affect the U.S. It's not the government directly doing it. I was just saying.
You don't believe the words coming out of your mouth right now, do you?
No, what he's saying makes sense. The government.
No, I know.
But
they are doing it, and they're doing it for that specific reason.
Well, the government is
because
doing it
most of the milk comes not from Canada.
Yes.
Right.
So yes, they are doing it exactly for what you said the Canadian government isn't doing it for.
I'm saying they're not doing it exactly the same as the U.S. because the U.S. is directly putting a tax on Canadian. It's not the same fucking thing. If I buy something through Ben who bought it through someone else, it's different than me buying it directly from that person.
A direct comparison.
Unless you knew where it was coming from.
A direct comparison.
Because then it's okay.
A direct comparison would be as if we subsidized the U.S. softwood market, so that it was cheaper to buy U.S. wood than it was to import Canadian.
There you
wood.
go. That would be an equal.
Right, that would cost us more money. So no.
Right, but
but
that would be a fair comparison.
I like this solution better.
Well, the problem is this solution isn't going to affect any change.
Because wood and milk aren't the same thing.
Right, and the Canadian lumber is still probably cheaper than U.S. made lumber.
Probably.
Even if it's not.
I don't know.
This will cause.
Well, it's softwood, so you're only talking about your pines, and
which is what most of our forests are.
Right, and those can be regrown in Oprah.
Pines and poplars, and
right,
those regrow fast.
Yes.
Yep, they do. I mean, that's why the paper
that's
industry
why we use
is,
them for paper.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why it works so well.
Oldest organism on the planet, in case anybody cares, is a poplar tree thing that takes up a
It takes up so much.
We discussed that one time?
Yeah, we talked about it. It's a fucking awesome tree.
This is funny.
Who fucking put a soccer thing on here?
No,
figures.
No, read the
it's
art
fucking
title.
Hilarious. Dallas team
I remember
beats
A
the U.S.
U15
women's
boys
Olympic team.
beat the Olympic team, the U.S. women's Olympic team.
Yeah.
In a scrimmage. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Well, especially after we talked about merging the men and female team, and we're the women's soccer team would kick the guys'
I get in
ass.
trouble for making those statements.
They do kick the men's soccer team's ass. Can you imagine how bad the Dallas under-15 boys would have beat the U.S. men's national team? Jesus Christ. It would have been a blowout.
No, but then the women's wouldn't.
They should do a comparison.
Russia, and then let's talk about whoever else they played, but it was just something worth a good laugh. Bunch of 15.
Yeah, because that kind of follows up what we talked about.
If
wrestling you get rid of all of it, one fucking sport.
One sport.
If you're good enough to play, you're good enough to play. Unfortunately, it's probably going to affect more women than men.
I agree.
Busy Sunday.
So they beat Russia, you said?
the women.
Yeah, that's it was in preparation for their their games versus Russia.
Or they beat someone else. I don't remember who they beat.
It was a scrimmage too, so you don't know really who was playing and
that's like saying Aaron Rodgers plays 100% in the preseason.
Well, it was their starters, but whether it was preseason or not, just those bragging rights that those boys have.
No shit. We beat an Olympic team. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's what you would say. But then somebody you beat the Olympic girls.
No, go fuck yourself.
Olympic level athletes are Olympic
level
athletes.
Exactly.
No, they're not. Class.
This one, I was like, okay.
Sound fire extinguisher
so
drops the base to put.
It operates on the same principle as
it sucks the oxygen now, right?
No.
Well, it vibrates. Yeah. It's like you blowing on a fire, except it can blow harder.
Right.
Yeah.
The explosion doesn't suck the oxygen out of the air like people think.
It just dissipates it.
The shock wave from the explosion knocks the fire off the fuel source.
Yeah.
The wave from the base will do the exact same thing.
It's cool.
I mean,
it's cool, but it's the same scientific principle we've been using to put out fires for a while.
Well, yeah, that's how they put out fucking oil wells.
Right.
They make an explosion right above the fucking right in the fire. Oh, where's the social media picture saying okay, this is probably Richard.
Yep.
Oh, it was about the actual article because there's no actual headline on that one. Oh, it's because it's a Facebook post. Wait, is there an article attached to this? No, there isn't. Is this she is the CNN person.
Yeah.
Some serious...
You don't know who she is, do you?
I didn't click... I clicked the fucking link, so it's going to bring up the page, and then it's going to load this in a full screen, so stop doing that.
She actually does a lot of work. She does a lot of work in the Middle East.
Okay.
And, I mean, like, for real. And she's a woman doing it, too. And I respectfully saying that because that's even harder than it would be in the Western world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, she risks a lot more reporting over there than a man does.
Oh, yeah.
So, it was interesting that she had said that, too. But, like I said, you'd have to... The Syrian people are... I mean, Assad is... He is a horrible, horrible ruler.
Assad is a shitbag.
Yeah.
And he should have... The UN should have done something about him 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah. Let's see what it's... some Syrians who support the opposition have been changing their social media avatars to this picture today. It says, "We love you." It's a picture of Trump. Plan an old propaganda campaign for Bashar al-Assad. It's definitely a little tongue-in-cheek, but I still never thought I would see the day when Syrians would affectionately refer to Donald Trump as Abu Ivanka al-America, so something about America. It literally means Father Ivanka the American. Huh. But it's a style of nom de guerre that Syrian fighters use surreal times for a living in. Okay.
But it is, Syria has used chemical weapons on their own people.
Question, does Richard believe that?
What's that?
That attack was actually the government using chemical weapons on their people.
Why am I getting put this? Oh,
because I have a feeling you wore the tinfoil hat on this story. Because I saw a lot of tinfoil hats about that story.
I'm saying it doesn't make sense that he would at this point in time, but I'm not going to say he did or didn't.
He's done it a bunch of times.
I know he's done it.
Why wouldn't it make sense that he does it now?
The day before peace talk with the American, the day before you're about to sit down for peace, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying if he did, that motherfucker dumb.
Right.
Because that is not the day.
And that wasn't even an area that they had, because they had whatever ISIS on, retreating, and they're maintaining that area.
Assad's never been attacking ISIS, though. He's always been attacking
his own people.
His own people who've sided with America and his opposition. Yeah. He's always used ISIS as a cover story to attack the rebels.
So here's the thing. So I get why, because he must be dumb, okay? But let's think about it.
But
okay?
he is.
He is from our point of view, right? Yes. Because only an idiot would do something like that. All right. But he has been all-powerful and untouchable in his country. And he has he has the third most powerful person in the world 100% supporting him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And probably, one of the top 5 scariest people in the world.
Yeah.
So, why wouldn't he do it?
Okay.
Why would he even, right? Because he's gotten away from it. Putin is his best
pal. I have an article
pal.
that'll show up a little while later that'll explain why he shouldn't have done it.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not.
When it talks about
I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. I'm
China's
just saying
most
that's
egregious war crime yet.
Okay.
China's.
Yep.
The boat.
All right.
I'll be a shrimp boat.
So I was wondering where everybody sat on that whole thing because I saw a whole bunch of tinfoil hat bullshit about it.